Hello, cheese. Our make us Bob, Luca, and T. Welcome back to double. Last time, to Natsuhiko's great surprise, it turns out Salyu is living with him as his quote-unquote bodyguard, which is really unusual. Because first of all, I guess she's like well-versed in psychic abilities, but I just find that so weird because she went down so easily to Watase just with one hit. And he wasn't even trying. I'm just trying to, like, and she was enlisted by his mother, who seems to be like a really smart character, to be his bodyguard. Just taking that another way, does that just mean that Watase is like ridiculously inhumanly strong and he just never realized it? I don't know. Hello, Evelyn, welcome to the stream. So, yeah, I'm just trying to parse that because, she just went down like pretty quickly. But we'll see what his mother meant by that, hopefully. Hello, Fawful, welcome to the stream. Let's get back into it. Natsuhiko took a quick look at his watch and realized it was already past 8 p.m. He pulled himself together. Hello, Mr. Baldock, welcome to the stream. He pulled himself together and hopped back through the entryway into his home. In the living room, Natsuhiko saw no sign of Salyu. Instead, he found Yuri quietly reading a book. Welcome back, Hikurin. Did you walk Machidon home properly? Oh, gosh. Fawful. That was a fawful pun. Oh, jeez. Oh, yes, I did. Of course I did. Okay. Good. Yuri's casual turn of voice was a relief to Natsuhiko. A lot happened today, but it's a huge relief that Yuri is the same as always, and not just a godlike being above us all in time and space. Whew! Good old Yuri. All his worries and weariness were washed away with one look at Yuri's smile. Natsuhiko returned her smile and sank into the sofa. How'd you spend your day today, Yuri? Same as yesterday. I did a little knitting and read 2 books from a series. A series? What kind of story is it? This is the second time that Yuri's conversation at night has talked about love, which is really super ultra interesting. Let's see. It's a heartfelt series of romance novels. Oh, usually when the story's like that, Yuri, that means that the love interest dies at the end or something. It's written in the format of the protagonist writing down his own memories of the past. The opening line was quite impressive. Memories are ambiguous. It really drew me in. So far, this is just like before, where I really love Machiro, and Yuri too has really grown on me. We haven't really got a chance to get to know Salyu yet, but you know, because she's barely had any screen time or lines. But judging by their track record, I think I'll like her too. Like both Yuri and Machiro are fantastic. I mean, yeah.
記憶は曖昧なもの?
Memories are ambiguous.
そう、主人公曰く、人は自分の記憶を自覚しないまま、いろいろと書き換える性質がある。
People definitely do that. Yeah, according to the protagonist himself, people tend to rewrite their own memories unconsciously.
だから、これから語る物語も真実とは限らないってね。
Dang, diggity dang da dang, wow. Sounds very umineko-y. And even the story itself is not necessarily the truth.
そんな始まり方の恋愛小説ってなんか面白そうでしょ?
Isn't it interesting for a romance novel to begin like that?
ちょっと煙に巻かれた感じもするけど。
Yes, though it sounds a tad perplexing.
でもね、確かにその通りだって話を読み進めていけばわかるの。
I did not say that, Luca. I don't know anything about Salyu yet. I mean, I don't know anything about Salyu yet, so... I have no clue who the fucking mastermind is. It's probably a character that we haven't seen yet. Of the mastermind. But you know, as you continue the story, you learn it really is like that.
記憶はいつだって不確かで、現在の状況とか思い出す時の心境によって全く変わるって。
Oh, Zarmegas, did OBS fuck up? It's fine on my end. Wait, what? You've had pauses? Oh god. That is so weird. On my end, everything seems to be fine. Oh god. Fucking OBS. Memories are never reliable. You could end up recalling something completely different depending on your current situation and mental state.
そんなことってあるか?
Huh? Does that really happen?
It cut off as I was just about to say I thought was the mastermind. Oh god. I was about to say I have no idea who the mastermind is. That it can't really, I don't think it's Ukita. Ukita seems to be like an unwitting pawn of the mastermind. Like if I had to peg someone, it would be Natsuhiko's mom, but she seems to be doing everything in her power to help Natsuhiko. Although there is that evidence that she didn't really give a damn when Natsuhiko died by the other in that other ending. So I suppose it's possible. Oh, hello Guppy Force, welcome to the stream.
Huh? Does that really happen?
あるよ。例えば素敵な恋をしている人がいたとするでしょ?
Of course it does. For example, let's say someone was deeply in love.
その恋が続いているうちは恋人との記憶は輝いて見えるけど、恋が終わったら辛いだけになっちゃうかもでしょ?
As long as that love endured, their memory of their lover might be radiant. But if that love were to end, those memories could turn bitter, couldn't they?
確かにそうかもしれないな。経験がないから何とも言えないけど。
True, that does sound plausible. A lot like that Pixar movie. I've never experienced it myself, so I can't say for sure, though.
Oh god, Fawful. LH Collider killed on the fourth Twilight for the sake of OBS. I cannot do that sound effect.
恋だけじゃなくてもさ、日常のさりげないシーンでもそういうのは起こると思うよ。
It's not just romance though. The same happens in casual everyday events. Don't you think?
あるセリフを言ったのが自分だったのか相手だったのかが入れ替わったりね。
Sometimes you can mix up things that you said with things that someone else said, right?
なあ、それはわかる。真白ともよくお前が言った、いやあんたが言ったの問題で揉めることが多い。
Ha! I know that feeling. Mashiro and I often argue whether I said this or she said that. Yada yada ipso fatso.
You know, usually that's a thing that married couples do.
Not you too, Yuri!
I mean it, Natsuhiko.
God damn it.
でしょ。そしてこの主人公も自分の過去について思い返すたびに微妙に記憶が書き換わっていることを自覚していくの。
Right, and so eventually, the protagonist of the story becomes aware that each time he recalls his own past, his memories get subtly rewritten. Wow, this is a very... this is a very Nakazawa plot. It sounds like something he would write. I would totally read this story, actually. That sounds pretty badass. I'm surprised he's using this idea for just like a throwaway example within another story. Because this sounds like a really good idea for a plot.
事実が変わらなくとも思いは移ろう。絶対の真実なんかない。
Even
あ
if
ら
the,
ゆる過去は曖昧な霧の中にある。
even if the truth doesn't change, feelings do. There is no absolute truth. The past is a haze of ambiguity.
だからどの記憶が本当だったのか主人公自身にもわから
Oh
ない。
god, this is reminding me
け
of
ど
To the Moon now. And that was such a tearjerker. So not even the protagonist himself knows which memories are real. But
だけど
But?
とそこまで読んだところ続きはまた明日。
God damn it, Yuri! Leaving us on a cliffhanger! Fucking hell! That's all I've read so far. Saving the rest for tomorrow. Wow.
そうか。
I see. Damn it, I was really invested. How could you do this to me, Yuri?
Even Yoru was confusing him now. Natsuhiko's shoulders drooped. She softly smiled and continued.
でもねこの物語の結論がどうなるのかわからないけど希望のある話って感じがしない？
But still, even though we don't know the end of the story, it feels like a hopeful one, doesn't it?
記憶ってのは曖昧だってことが
Hopeful because memories are ambiguous?
記憶は移ろうものだけどだからこそ
Yes, memories may change, but even so.
いつか辛い記憶も悲しい思い出もひっくるめて綺麗なものに変わる日が来ればいいなって思うよ。
Yuri, are you actually Gendo Ikari here? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow. That's a very that's a very sweeping statement, Yuri. Wow. Yuri just might be the witch of memories. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh wow. Jeez. This statement here just is kind of just jeez. I'm sorry, that kind of floored me there. That it's incredibly ominous the way she's just stating this outright. Wouldn't it be nice if one day all memories, sweet and bitter ones alike, could change into something beautiful? Yeah, Natsuhiko is taken aback by that as well. Like, 'cause, whoa! Yeah, exactly. Her words sounded more than just a simple impression of a novel. Jesus Christ. Okay, Yuri. Are you the mastermind? Like, what? Whoa! God, Yuri is an awesome character. But her expression was unexpectedly calm, which relieved Natsuhiko as the answer. Like, I wouldn't take that as relief at all.
そうだな。本当にそう思うよ。
Are you sure, Natsuhiko? You think about that for more than 2 seconds.
You're right. That really would be nice.
Oh God. Oh God. I know, right?
それにしてもユーリ、そういう記憶に関する話好きだな。
Yeah, I'm gonna call it right now. If Yuri is actually the Witch of Memories. If that's her witch title, I totally put her on the same level as Lammy and Burn.
But still, Yuri, you really like talking about stuff like memories, don't you? And about changing the entire world.
前にもそんな小説の話してくれたじゃないか。同じ事件に対して登場人物全員がバラバラの証言をするやつ。
You're talking about there, Natsuhiko.
We've talked about a novel like that before, too, haven't you? One where all the characters had completely different testimonials of what happened during the same event.
大好き。
Yeah, I love that topic.
自分の記憶でさえ移ろうんだから、まして他人同士だと全然別の印象を持つこともあるんだろうね。
Hello, Burncastle. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Yuri is sounding super sus right now, I have to say. Dang. Whoa. Maybe that's why she disappeared in the fucking other route. Whoa. Wow. Just a tiny change in memory could make you and someone else have completely different impressions of the same thing. This is total foreshadowing. Now that she mentioned it, Natsuhiko noticed that he and Machio have completely contrary impressions of Salyu. Hello, Devon Fiegel. Welcome to the stream.
That reminds me. I haven't directly asked Yuri about her yet, have I?
And with that thought in mind, Natsuhiko asked her with a sigh.
なあユーリ、印象といえばだけどさ。
Say, Yuri, since we're talking about impressions and all,
何？
Huh? What's up?
サリュについてだけど、どう思う？
Luca, those are not two mutually exclusive statements and sentiments.
what do you think about Salyu?
どうしたの急に？ヒコリンはサリュちゃん苦手なの？
I think Yuri just has a really big poker face. Right now, totally. My god, the story is so cool! It keeps impressing me in different ways! Seriously. What's all this all of a sudden? Hikorin, do you have something against Salyu?
いや、そんなことはないけど。 に同居人が増えて有利は大丈夫かなって思ってさ。
That's something I love about these authors, though, Burncastle, because I love it when Uchikoshi / Nakazawa characters just share random knowledge they know. I love it because people have esoteric interests. They just do. Everybody has, like, if you talk to somebody, they're gonna have random knowledge about some random thing that you probably had no idea about, and really specific in-depth knowledge of it. And it just seems like something that makes the characters seem more alive. Oh yeah, the freezer part. Yeah, that was the most ridiculous thing in 999. And you literally had to keep talking about it in the freezer. that was the only part of 999 that kind of took me out of the story a bit, but the rest of it was just so good I let it slide. Like, seriously.
No, nothing like that. It's just, I was wondering if you're okay with us suddenly getting a new addition to the household.
私は大丈夫だけど、むしろサルちゃんが心配かな。緊張している風に見えるよ。
I'm okay, but I'm worried about Salyu. She seems nervous to me and kind of sus.
え？有利もか？
You think so too, Yuri?
ねえ、ヒコリ、サリュちゃんと友達になってあげてよ。私にそうしてくれたようにさ。
Oh, that's easy. Of course, the character that's my same type would be the fucking mastermind if that's true. Imagine that! That's too funny. Although it explains my choose and envy of Beatrice and wanting to be Beatrice so badly. Hey, Hikarin, try to be friends with Salyu, like how you became friends with me.
有利と友達になった時みたいに。
Like how I became friends with you.
Oh, I gotta know this. That was a story from long, long ago. Natsuhiko's brain became filled with memories of those days. He felt as if time itself were melting away as he recalled the memory of the day he and Yuri first met.
I remember it like it was yesterday, day.
Encounter! The day was nearly 10 years ago. So I guess you could say it was 9 years ago. On that day alone, all of Natsuhiko's playmates were busy, including Mashiro.
チェ、せっかく日曜日だってのに。
What a waste of a Sunday! Natsuhiko went and played by himself in the park, bored. And that was when he met Yuri, who was doing the same. For some reason, tears were spilling down her face. She was so quiet, yet so sad. Upon seeing her, Natsuhiko got concerned and asked her.
なあなあ、なんで泣いてるの？
Hey, what?
Oh, sorry. Hey, why are you crying? It was the first conversation Natsuhiko and Yuri ever had.
僕、夏彦。
I'm Natsuhiko.
夏彦くん？夏彦くん？
お前、ことの有利だろ？ちょっと前に近くに引っ越してきた
you're Yuri Katerno, right? Your family just moved in nearby.
Yeah.
友達になろうよ。せっかくご近所なんだからさ。
Let's be friends. We live in the same neighborhood after all.
いいの？ Can we?
え？友達になっちゃダメなのか？
Huh? Are we not allowed to be friends?
だって私超能力者だから。
Oh. Why is that a bad thing, though, in this town?
I mean, I'm a Nesper.
超能力者？ああ、コミュニケーターってこと？
A Nespa? Oh, you mean a communicator?
Yeah.
ほう。それで？
I see. So?
人の気持ちとか読めちゃうかもしれないよ。怖くないの？ I might have death reading people's feelings, you know? You're not scared?
別にそんなことないよ。なあなあ、一緒に遊ぼうぜ。
Well, no, not really. Anyway, hey, let's go play together.
ありがとう。Thank you.
Ho-ho! Tally ho then. And the two of them started to play together. So they weren't quite sure what they could play with just the two of them. They could make sandcastles. S-Ken. What is S-Ken? I assume that's a Japanese name. I mean, game. Seriously. They started off only playing simple games like Hoop, Hopscotch, and S-Ken. But just hopping up and down on the lawn brought a smile to Yuri's face.
はあ、なかなかやるな、ユーリ。
Phew. You're pretty good at this, Yuri.
そんなことないよ。夏彦くんの方がケンケンパも S ケンもずっとうまいよ。That's not true. You're a bit had me than these games. Than me at these games, Natsuhiko.
でも、さすがにちょっとくたびれた。休憩しよう。
But it really gets you tired, huh? Let's take a break.
Yeah.
The two of them sat down together on the grass. Esper is a term usually only used in anime, like, that is really analogous to the word psychic. Except usually Esper is more of in the context of combat with psychic powers. Yeah. I usually only hear the term Esper in anime and stuff, while psychic seems to be the more of the way to say it in Western countries. Although usually Esper is said in a more combat with psychic powers oriented context. Natsuhiko took a deep breath and asked Yuri a question.
ところでユーリはさ、なんでこの町に引っ越してきたの？
By the way, Yuri, why'd you move to this town?
お父さんがその方が私のためだって。Daddy said it'd be best for me.
え？
Huh?
六名士は超能力者が多いからって。He said there are a ton of Naspers in Rokuni City. ここなら私も気味悪がられないはずって。
Ugh, you didn't have to put it like that.
He said I wouldn't be creepy here.
That reminded Natsuhiko. His mother had told him that this town had far more communicators than other towns.
そうだね。僕も適性があるらしいし。
That's true. I apparently have the attitude for it too.
夏彦くんもコミュニケーターなの？
Natsuhiko? Are you a communicator too?
うん、なんかそうみたい。テレパシーもまだ使えないけどね。
Yes, apparently. I can't use telepathy yet, though.
そうなんだ。実は私も。
I see. Actually, you mean you're
同じだ。
We're the same then. Natsuhiko laughed. Yuri smiled in reply.
それにね、僕だけじゃないよ。知り合いの真っ白ってやつも適性が高いって自慢してたし。
And besides, it's not just me. This girl I know, Moshiro, she's one too. She has super high attitude too.
この町はコミュニケーターがいっぱいだよ。いて当たり前ってくらい。
There's lots of communicators in this town. So much they're nothing out of the ordinary.
だから誰も有利を気味悪がったりしないよ。
So you're not going to creep anyone out. Okay, Yuri?
夏彦くんも？
not even you, Natsuhiko?
もちろん。
Of course not.
絶対？
Promise?
Oh boy. She's gonna bring this up when she's like attained like the status of a god and like is about to change like completely change everyone's memories in the entire world. Oh boy.
絶対だって。有利は心配性だな。
I promise, okay? You're such a worrywart, Yuri. Natsuhiko smiled and Yuri smiled back in return.
よかった。私本当はね、すごく不安だったの。
Oh, thank goodness. I was actually super nervous.
え？なんで？
Huh? What for?
お引っ越ししてから友達できるかなってなんか信じられなかったから。
Yeah, Ferncastle, I was thinking the same thing. That is super worrying. I'm trying to think back if there's any inconsistencies or something in how people are reacting to stuff. I was worried I couldn't make... Oh, that's Yuri.
It was worried I couldn't make friends after moving. I didn't think that I could.
でも、もうできたよね。
But we're friends already, aren't we?
Yup.
この公園には子供がいっぱい集まるからさ。ここに通えば他の友達もできるよ。
Lots of kids come to this park. If you come here, you'll make lots of other friends too.
ありがとう。私いっぱい通うね。
Thank you. How can you lots? Do you promise with absolute certainty?
Sure, but why'd you say certainty in that weird voice?
I have no idea.
Oh, Papa. That was a good one.
初めて来たのに夏彦くんと友達になれたし。
After all, to be friends with you. You're my first time here.
Oh god, GX, you made me giggle when I tried to. Oh, wow. Yuri only said that much before. Said only that much before suddenly making a face as if she had suddenly remembered something.
そういえば。
That reminds me.
は？
Hmm?
なんで夏彦くんは私に声かけてくれたの？
Natsuhiko, why'd you call out to me?
見たことない子なのに、それも女の子なのに。
You've never met me before. I'm a girl too.
え？それは。
Huh? Well,
それは？
Well,
なんとなく。
just cause.
え
My favorite game
なんとな
series.
くか。
Just cause?
Yuri seemed a little disappointed.
God damn it, I thought there was gonna be some kind of destiny thing.
Oh! But Natsuhiko lied! Oh, yeah, the real reason was because he saw Yuri crying. That's why he called out to her. He didn't want her to feel sad. I don't know why he wouldn't say this. Because he wanted to be there for her. And for the past and present you. God, all these chapter titles are so ominous when they're in all caps like this. For these past 10 years, he always had been. Once he had remembered that day, he finally became self-aware of the reason why he had his guard up around Salyu.
I see. So that's what it was. I'm afraid of Mom and Salyu trying to change my current life.
This home was a place of peace for Natsuhiko. A safe haven from all the evils that threatened to break Yuri's fragile heart. Natsuhiko had already almost lost that refuge once, only barely managing to recover it. He'd been fervently protecting it ever since. He didn't like the feeling of an outsider stepping foot into his sanctuary. God damn it, what do I do here? Oh, you have go. Good geez, you have oh, get the Salyu point. Thank you. Okay. I was wondering what to do. Yeah. Sure. I will definitely trust you on this. He didn't like the feeling of an outsider stepping foot into his sanctuary. Which was why he was putting such an emphasis on Yuri's feelings in the present situation.
なあユーリ、本当にサリュが住むことについて異論はないんだな。
Say, Yuri, you don't have any objections to Salyu living here, do you?
ないよ。ヒコリンは？
No? What about you, Hikori?
僕個人はどうでもいいんだ。ユーリの考えに合わせたいんだよ。
Wait, did I just get the Yuri point? Wait. 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 Hold on. Wait, why did that give me the Yuri point? I did it for Salyu. Oh, I need Yuri low. Oh, God damn it. I hate that. That's not fair.
Na, Yuri.
ないよ。サリュちゃん、とっても可愛いしさ。一つ屋根の下でドキドキじゃない？
Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously. See, that's another issue I have with this. You don't know when, you know you're supposed to favor certain people over others, but you don't know when, having it favored a big deal. Makes sense. Salyu's super cute. Are you sure you're not just nervous to be living under the same roof as a girl like her?
そりゃまあ、 普通だったら嬉しいかもしれないけど。
Well, yes, normally that might be something to be happy about, but
True enough. Salyu's facial features were well proportioned like that of a doll.
under different circumstances, sure, I may have been happy about it, but still.
嬉しくないの？
Wait. You're unhappy.
いや、それ以前にちょっと気になることがあってね。
Did I do it right? Please tell me.
No, it's just something's been bugging me.
あの子、妙なことを言うんだよ。
That girl says a bunch of strange things.
妙なことって？
Strange things. Like what?
僕を守りに来たとかなんとか。なんか逆に不吉じゃないか？
She said she's here to protect me. Doesn't that seem kind of backwards to you?
At those words, Yuri made an odd smile. Ooh, what does this mean? Oh god! Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Alright, Yuri's going into freaking sicko mode here. Oh boy. Oh god. Wow. My heart skipped a beat. Oh god. Here we go. Here we go. Forget Yuri, we're now speaking to the Witch of Memories here, I bet. And then suddenly spoke in a quiet voice.
ヒコリン、悪い方に取っちゃダメだよ。
Oh boy. Ooh. Hikorin, you shouldn't assume the worst of people.
え？
Huh?
サリュちゃんはね、きっと本心で言ってるの。
Oh boy. I'm sure Salyu's being honest. Those words startled Natsuhiko.
What? Something's different about Yuri. Just like yesterday.
She suddenly spoke with a serious look on her face. She never used to do that in the past. She seemed almost like an entirely different person. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh my god. Yuri continued, staring straight into Natsuhiko's confused eyes. Major Higurashi energy right here.
サリュちゃんはヒコリンを守ることに自分の役目を見出したんだよ。
When Salyu was assigned to protect you, she had finally found a role for herself. I know, G-Ace, but that's because Machi was the only one that we didn't have any information on her character at all.
あの子はずっとそれを欲していたんだから。
That was something she always wanted.
What? Yuri, you're scaring me.
Oh, am I?
ユーリ、まるでサリを前から知ってるような口ぶりじゃないか。
Yuri? Why do you sound like you've known Salyu from somewhere before?
まさかもともと知り合いだったのか？
Don't tell me you've known each other from the start.
If that were the case, then he'd easily understand why she wasn't at all disturbed by Salyu's sudden move in. But Yuri silently shook her head.
ううん。私もヒコリンと同じくさっき会ったばっかりだよ。
No, I only met her just now. In the same way you did, Hikorin.
でも
Ooh, a red
私
one!
にはわかるんだ。
Wow! But I can tell. Oh, I better keep this, Salyu point high. You know, since I don't need to change anything because it's already high, so.
どうして
How?
I can see the Enneagram.
どうしてだろうね。
Oh, oh my god! How indeed.
でもサリュちゃんはきっとヒコリンの味方だと思うよ。
But I'm sure Salyu is on your side, Hikarin.
味方だって
On my side?
急にそんな風には思いにくいな
It's hard to believe that so suddenly.
そうだよね。
I guess that's true. Yuri smiled sadly as she said so.
変化することをヒコリンも私も避け続けてきたよね。
Both you and I have lived in fear of change, after all.
だけどいつかは受け入れなければダメなんだよ。
But one day, we have to accept it.
そうしなければずっと過去にとらわれたままになっちゃうから。
Or else we'll be trapped in the past forever. And I'm not talking figuratively. We literally will be trapped in the same week over and over. She fell silent. The only sound in the still room was the ticking of the hands on the wall clock. God, I love this tone change. This is fucking incredible. Seriously. Oh god.
Clock?
Natsuhiko gasped.
That's right. Yesterday, when Yuri started talking with this tone of voice,
He looked at his watch only to find it had broken before he had realized it.
no way.
Natsuhiko looked at his watch and stared in disbelief. The dial had cracked. The hands were stopped and the date displayed was days in the future. 9/16, 6/19. Early morning 5 days from today.
どうして
Why?
Yuri continued despite Natsuhiko's terror.
ねえヒコリン、わからないことがいくつあっても疑わしいことだらけでも
Hey, Hikarin. No matter how many things make no sense around you, no matter how many things seem sus,
何が本当で何が嘘でもヒコリンは善意に囲まれているはずだよ。
I gotta admit, I was not expecting from Route A for Yuri to be creepy, and I love it. I love it so fucking much. No matter what's the truth and what's a lie, you should be in the company of those with good intentions. Shouldn't you?
だから周りの人を疑わないで。
So don't distrust those around you. Remember, I can see the Enneagram.
疑うなら私だけでいい。
If you must distrust someone, then distrust me. And with that, Yuri turned around and left the living room.
ユーリ
Yuri?
待ってくれそれどういう意味だ
Wait, what do you mean?
Natsuhiko chased after Yuri, placed his hand on the living room door, and opened it. Oh boy. Snap back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. The jammed gate opened with a jarring sound.
Whoa! Oh, bloody hell, where am I now?
Before Natsuhiko could think, he tumbled over from the excess momentum. Exactly, Burncastle. she's basically a fusion of Rena and Rika, and that's exactly what I feel from Yuri right now. Exactly. And he knocked his back against the floor.
Oh, wow, 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 wow.
Natsuhiko! Are you okay? I have screen time finally! Mashiro called out to him. Salyu silently looked down on him. Natsuhiko was confused for a second as to what was going on.
That's right. I was trying to escape from Lavo.
And after straining to wrench open a jammed gate, they finally got it open. Yuri looked at Natsuhiko and anxiously spoke. Can you stand?
Yes.
Natsuhiko got up and looked towards the gate.
それより行こう。ここから先が多分第2エリアだ。
More importantly, let's go. Area 2 is probably ahead.
They all nodded and rushed towards Area 2. Still, Natsuhiko thought to himself, they were in such a desperate situation. And Natsuhiko just spent a moment in deep reminiscence. Somebody is manipulating his memories, clearly. Probably Yuri. To remember certain things from previous days.
Why now? Why am I remembering what happened these past few days?
Come to think of it, with the ability that Yuri suggested, she could essentially make someone relive through strong enough solipsism, like the same weeks or days over and over, and even in like many different ways. It could be a kind of immortality within finite space. An infinity between the decimal points, as one would say. I wonder. That would be absolutely nutso. If this psychic empathy ability is could be proactive enough to do such a thing, to completely alter people's memories and to just straight up having them live in the past, and maybe even what if it forces them to relive like old moments over and over again, or even change them. Or is it even possible Yuri has like a twin sister that is the quote-unquote fear girl down at the bottom rung? What if Yuri wants to kill Watase, or if it's, she does have a twin sister, and they have been manipulating people's memories to be more against him. And of course it took Kazumi the longest because she was in love with him.
Why now? Why am I remembering what happened these past few days?
He vividly recalled what happened that day as if time had rewound itself. Yep. As he has experienced with such clarity the conversation he had with Mashiro at the park. And the time Salyu showed up at their house, too.
No. This is no time to be looking toward the past. Concentrate on getting out of here.
And I think what Yuri might be doing is basically during the times when Natsuhiko is just talking to Yuri at night, she's replacing those conversations he had with her after a certain point with her own edit of something she wants to communicate to Natsuhiko. But I'm just trying to figure out the connection between Yuri and who or whatever is in the true lab, you know, below in the basement there. As soon as Natsuhiko had that thought. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, generic Mook society here. Two bizarre silhouettes appeared further down the hall. Who are those? Natsuhiko and the others stopped in their tracks. The two shadows were unidentifiable people with their faces hidden behind masks. They spoke as they headed toward the group. Yep, it's those two dudes. We might actually be seeing what happened to them. You kids sure as heck aren't staff members. What are you doing down here? And you are? Wait, is this Watase? I think it might be. We're the rescue squad that received a distress call from Labo. Rescue squad was saved! Natsuhiko breathed a sigh of relief upon hearing those words. Thank goodness. If we leave Yuri with these people, that's one thing off our minds. You kids must be survivors, right? Yes. We happen to be down here by coincidence, complete coincidence, and got caught up in all of this. Anyone else with you? What was that white-haired girl, like, that we have no idea who she was? That got shot. No, just the four of us. How many did you say?
4人です。特に体力のない女の子がいるので、その子から救助をお願いできますか?
Just us four? With a particularly frail girl with us, so can we entrust her to you?
わかった。ならばその子を。
Understood. Now let's see her real quick and...
What the fuck? Jeez. What the fuck is going on? Oh, that's not Watase. Okay, so it's Dojima and Hiyama. Okay, sorry. I thought it might have been Watase. As the rescue squad member spoke, he reached a hand out to Natsuhiko. When suddenly he found a foot lodged into his abdomen. Woo! So she is pretty fucking strong. The rescue worker collapsed on the floor from the impact of the kick.
Huh?
Natsuhiko looked to the girl next to him in shock. It was Salyu that had kicked the man. She looked at Natsuhiko with level-headed eyes.
What are you doing?
The other rescue worker grabbed at Salyu's shoulder. So he grabbed that hand, and not a second later, she hurled the man away. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that Watase is just ridiculously strong. He's like... Because if Salyu could do this to these dudes, then it's probably on Watase's end. He's just probably ridiculously powerful, too. Salyu grabbed that hand. Not a second later, she hurled the man away. Dude! The rescue worker hit the floor and lost consciousness. Salyu, why? Salyu responded to Machida's hollow voice with a
Natsuhiko 真白、あなたたちは甘い。心を許すのが早すぎる。
Watase isn't here, Fawful. I made a mistake. It's Dojima and Hiyama. Natsuhiko, Majdo, you guys are too soft. You let your guards down too quick.
Huh?
なぜそうやってすぐに人を信じようとするの
Okay, she's the exact opposite of Yuri. Why are you so quick to trust people? Salyu's cold gaze. One look from her, and Natsuhiko was instantly reminded of a sight he once saw. Those same eyes she had when they first met. Those gazing eyes that looked at Natsuhiko expressionlessly from within the onlookers at the car crash.
No. Why?
As soon as Natsuhiko had that thought. Oh boy. Oh god. That static will never not be scary. Yuri whispered from beside him.
ヒコリン忘れたのサリュちゃんがどういう子だったか
Oh boy. Hikorin, have you forgotten? Have you forgotten what sort of girl Salyu is?
Huh?
今日まで一緒にいたんでしょ
She's been with you all the way up to today, hasn't she?
あの子の言葉に隠された真実それがどういう意味を持っていたのかわからない
Do you not understand? The truth hidden behind her words. Interesting, but Watase was not there, here.
それを少しずつでいいから思い出してほしいの
You can take your time, but I want you to remember.
何が本当で何が嘘なのか
What is real and what is a lie.
信じるべきなのは誰なのかヒコリンはもう知っているはずだよ
Hikorin, you should already know who it is you must trust. He had not grasped the true intention of those words.
答えは記憶の中にあるのあの日の記憶の中に
The answer lies in your memories. The memories of that day. As soon as those words left Yuri's lips, Natsuhiko saw his watch in the corner of his eye. The tiny numbers on the dial were almost bizarrely clear and distinct. 9:12, 6:39.
What happened on that day?
Let me send you back. Natsuhiko tried to confirm what Yuri meant, as he struggled to form his thoughts into words. Oh boy.
Oh,
Dang. Like, seriously. What you could do to someone with this power is just... wow. My god. If I'm right, though, on how this works, then it's not really changing anything in the present. It's making people have different knowledge. And I assume that Yuri is able to see all these different memories and stuff and ways things play out, and is able to use that knowledge to construct more robust memory worlds. But the speed that she's doing this, if it is her, is pretty incredible. She's clearly more than any ordinary Esper, that's for sure. Dang. I just really want to see what's gonna happen! Natsuhiko sprung up in bed. Yep. Totally abless. Yeah, Natsuhiko is Yuri's piece if we use Imineko terminology, sure. Yeah. For a second, he couldn't tell where he was. He took a look around before coming to the slow realization that he was in his room. His heart was still thumping hard.
また例の夢か。
That same dream again.
Every so often, Natsuhiko would wake up from a nightmare like this. But every time he'd wake up, he'd forget about the particulars of the nightmare. Probably had something to do with that day 9 years ago. Or perhaps...
朝からまったく
Oh, what a way to start the morning.
Natsuhiko shook his head in frustration before changing and leaving the room. September 12th chapter. 1 day until the incident, I think it said. That went by really fast. I don't know if it said 1 day. When he got to the living room, Yuri and Salyu were already there.
おはよう、ひかり。
Yep, now the music is all mysterious-ized. Good morning, Hikarin. Yuri greeted him with a warm smile. Salyu, on the other hand, just looked at him silently. Yesterday still seemed hard to believe. A beautiful French-Japanese prodigy abruptly moved into his house. But apparently it was no dream. It was 4 days.
お
Thanks
は
to
よう
you.
ユリとサリュ
Good morning, Yuri. Salyu.
Not used to greetings, Salyu awkwardly attempted a reply.
おはよう。
Morning. The moment Salyu said that, Mashiru popped out of the kitchen. Hello!
ああ、おはよう、夏彦。
Good morning, Natsuhiko! I cleaned the frying pan before showing up like this! Again?
ちょうどご飯できたとこだよ。用意手伝って。
Breakfast is just about ready! Help me prepare!
なあ
Oh, sure.
Mashiru seemed to be the same as always. Natsuhiko went through the motions of helping to prepare for breakfast. As soon enough, a small family-sized portion of French toast, salad, and some coffee was laid out on the table. Dang, Mashiru goes all out with this.
今日はサリュのお国に合わせてみたよ。
I tried matching today's breakfast to how it's done in Salyu's home country.
サラダはフレンチドレッシングで、コーヒー豆はフレンチロースト。
Wow. French dressing though. Salad for breakfast? Jeez. The salad is French dressing, and the coffee is French roast, and I got French toast too! Everything's French!
フレンチ尽くしだね。今日も美味しそう。
It's all French style, huh? Ugh, looks delicious again today. Huh.
それじゃ皆さん、手を合わせて。
I'm surprised you didn't add French fries, too. I was thinking about it, but then I said, nah. Not enough time. Okay, everyone, put your hands together.
いただきます
Thanks for the food.
Thanks for the food. Thanks for the food. Thanks for the food.
And thus, they all began to eat, leaving Natsuhiko's bewilderment unresolved. Mashiru and Yuri were the same as always. But the addition of Salyu made this no ordinary morning. That was what bewildered Natsuhiko. And then after breakfast was over, Natsuhiko, Mashiru, and Salyu had to go to school, so they turned the lights on their way out. The three of them departed, leaving Yuri at home. A great illusion. God. When Mashiro and Natsuhiko entered the classroom with Salyu, it stirred a commotion among their classmates.
あれなんで天川が鳥羽だけじゃなく三宮さんと一緒に
Oh, Tenkawa, why are you with Tuba and Miss Sanamiya today? Save some girls for the rest of us, Shaw.
ああ、そこでたまたま一緒になってさ。
Nah, we just happened to get here at the same time. Total coincidence.
You guys are killing me! I gotta read you guys' stuff from Burn Castle and GA's. Salyu says, I actually wanted french fries more than any of this food. You suck, Mashiro. We baguette croissant! I hate you. You guys are amazing. Seriously. Love you guys.
Ah, no, we just happened to get here at the same time.
Already said that. Natsuhiko's grandiose answer prompted a chuckle and whisper from Mashiro.
スムーズな嘘でしたな、夏彦くん。
Wow, smooth save there, Mr. Natsuhiko. Sure.
お前はのんきだな。余計なこと言うんじゃないぞ。
You sure seem calm about it. We can't say anything unnecessary here.
余計なこと。
Unnecessary. You mean it's not necessary to mention that we're living together? And there we go. No, yeah, seriously! Oh my god! Natsuhiko's such a player!
Oh, god damn it!
一緒に暮らしてる。
he said it himself!
Like how we're living together.
まあ秘密を共有していた方がより仲良くなれるだろうしね。
Oh, well, I guess it'll help the three of us get along if we make this our little secret.
Our little secret, huh?
Indeed, living together meant that it'd be best that they get along at least a little bit. However, Natsuhiko didn't think sharing a little secret was the best way to achieve that goal.
まあ、みんなの誤解を避けるためにも、今のところは3人だけの秘密にしとこう。
Sure, I guess it's best to leave it as a secret between the three of us for the time being so we can avoid any misunderstandings.
オッケー、いいねいいね。なんか盛り上がるね。
Okay, good. This is kind of exciting. Huh. So you nodded at Mashida's words. Natsuhiko sighed a little as he made his way to his desk. The first lesson of that day was pure psychology.
さて、今日は昨日の課外授業のおさらいです。
Now then, today we will review yesterday's field trip.
昨日は普段の授業であまり触れなかったことも勉強できたわね。
We learned a lot of things we usually don't touch upon during regular classes, didn't we?
それが何かわかるかしら。天川夏彦くん。
So, what did you all learn? Care to start? One, two, trois. Mr. Natsuhiko Tenkawa.
え
Huh?
A devilish smile formed on Enna's face when she saw Natsuhiko's surprise. To hear his name called out so suddenly. It appeared to be payback for him spacing out yesterday.
But you were so nice yesterday. What a betrayal. You're so mean, Professor.
You guys are awesome. Also, Machu, where the hell's my morning bottle of wine? I need 4 bottles a day just to get through it. Saitan! Yeah! Meep. Meepa.
Let's make sure no one thinks we're a harem.
Oh, I can describe our situation that way. I want to tell everyone, hey, what form of a harem?
I learned that they have skeletons in the closet.
Oh my gosh, you guys. You guys are the best. Those are all statements made by the chat, by the way, for anyone listening to this on VOD. Seriously.
そうですね。職員の人が話してくれた BC と脳の関係についてですか？
Yes, I paid attention. Like how that link between the brain and BC that the staff member had mentioned.
その通り。BC の研究は脳生理学の研究と密接に関わっているのよ。
Exactly. Researching these fields of BC and brain psychology, physiology are closely related. Anna tapped on her own head as she spoke.
つまるところ、BC ってのは脳と脳の直接的コミュニケーションなの。
In short, BC is direct brain-to-brain communication.
第三者の脳細胞に働きかけて刺激を起こし、神経伝達物質を分泌させるわけね。
It incites stimuli in a third party's brain cells, causing the secretion of neurotransmitters. Other students began to raise their voices at those words.
そういう原理だったんすか？
Oh, that's how it works.
あら、不勉強ね。ま、原理を知らなくても BC は使えるけど、知っておいて損はないわよ。
Oh? I'm sure we've gone over that in class. Well, you don't necessarily need to know the underlying principles in order to use BC. But there's no harm in learning, is there?
ものすごく単純化して説明すると、
In layman's terms.
例えばテレパシーは脳の聴覚を司る場所に実際に音を聞いた時と同じ反応を与えるのね。
Telepathy stimulates the parts of the brain responsible for hearing to produce the same response as if you were actually hearing it.
逆に他人の脳から漏れ出す思考をキャッチし言語として聞き取るのがエンパシーなの。
Conversely, empathy works by catching thoughts that leak from other people's brains and interpreting them as spoken words. Ooh. Huh. That opens up a lot of possibilities. And that could easily cause misunderstandings. Huh.
つまりどちらも一種の錯覚なんですよね。
So, either way, they're both kinds of hallucinations.
音のように聞こえているけど、実際は情報が直接脳に伝わってるっていう。
I mean, it does sound like actual sounds. But what really happens is that the information is directly conveyed to the brain, so... Oh, what if that person is deaf?
そうね。でも脳が認識するということはそもそも錯覚的なのかもしれないわよ。
True. But since it's the brain perceiving the information, that might make it a hallucination to begin with.
どういうことですか？
Huh? What do you mean?
例えばそうね。
Let's see.
皆さんは盲点というのをご存知かしら。
Do you all know what blind spots are?
盲点言葉は知ってますけど。
Blind spots? I have heard of them, but
実は人間の網膜には視神経が存在しない場所があるのよ。
Humans lack photoreceptors on the retina, where the optic nerve passes through it.
そこは本当は何も見ていないの。
You actually don't see anything there.
視界の中に空白があるってことですか？
You mean there's a blank spot in the middle of our vision?
Natsuhiko couldn't quite follow what Enu was saying.
言葉だけじゃ分かりにくいわよね。それじゃまずそのことを実感できる図を送るわ。
I guess it's a little hard to explain in words. So instead, I'll send you a figure so you can experience it firsthand. And a fiddle with the computer to send image data to the students' tablet PCs. It was an image with just 2 black dots.
はい。それじゃあ右目を閉じながら左目で右の黒点を見てみて。
Okay, so close your right eye and use your left eye to look at the dot on the right. I'm doing it. Natsuhiko looked at the dot as instructed.
で、そのままゆっくり画像に顔を近づけていって。
Not working for me. And then slowly move your face closer to the screen.
そして15センチくらいまで近づけると。
That's you're about 15 centimeters away. What happens?
あ
Oh!
Let's try this again. I might not be getting close enough, but it does not work for me. Natsuhiko couldn't help but exclaim. The dot that he could have sworn was there had disappeared. The other students appeared to have the same reaction, and the classroom broke into a commotion.
皆さ
Yeah,
ん、
I'm probably
わか
not
りま
doing
し
it
た？
right.
その黒い丸は左目の盲点に入っちゃってるわけなの。
Understand what happened, class? The black dot entered the left eye's dead spot.
盲点とは視界の中に存在するものを見ることができない場所、いわば視界の空白。
The dead spot is a place where the eye cannot see. Or in other words, an empty space.
その盲点の中にあるものを人間は見ることができないのです。
Humans cannot see anything inside those dead spots.
なるほど。
I see.
でもなんか変。なんで視界の中に空白があるのに普段は意識しないんですか？
But that's kind of strange. How can we have a hole in our vision without normally being aware of it?
そう思うでしょ？それは脳が勝手にその空白を保管しているからです。
It is strange, isn't it? That is because the brain automatically fills in the gap.
空白を保管？
It fills in the gap?
それでは次はそのことを実感できる画像を送るわね。
Okay, next, I'll send you an image to demonstrate how this works. And with that, Anna sent the students another image. I have played a Mori Poffle, yes. It was a figure with a black line with a break on one side and a dot on the other.
これもさっきと同じように右目を閉じて左目で黒点を見てごらんなさい。
I honestly think Omori didn't really need to be an RPG. I think Omori would have kind of worked better as a visual novel in many ways. It was definitely a good game though. Same thing as last time. Close your right eye and use your left eye to look at the dot. Again, using my right eye, using my left eye to look at the dot. As instructed, Natsuhiko closed his right eye was very close to the image. And when he did,
Huh?
I'm probably not getting close enough. I'm too afraid to knock shit over on the desk, so I just, I'm probably not getting close enough.
Huh?
Natsuhiko was surprised once again. Now the broken line appeared to be smooth and continuous.
ねえ、面白いでしょ。
Interesting, isn't it?
これがね、空白を補完するっていう言葉の意味なの。
This is what I mean when they said the brain automatically feels sicker.
盲点のせいで線が途切れた部分は見えなくなっちゃったわけだけど。
Because of your blind spot, you can't see the part where the line is broken. So, as a result of this, would a deaf person be immune to telepathy in this universe, since their brains don't process sound? Although I suppose this would technically work in the vacuum of space. You might be able to hear somebody if you're just engaging somebody's brain directly. Because of your blind spot, you can see the part where the line is broken.
脳はその空白を自動的に埋めようとする機能があるの。
But your brain functions automatically to fill in that gap.
しかもこれ常に起こってるのよ。普通にその辺の風景とかを見るときもね。
Furthermore, this is always happening, even when you're just looking at your environment normally.
Huh.
Natsuhiko finally realized.
So the reason the line looked continuous was because that was how my brain filled in the gap. Huh.
In other words, the brain apparently assumed that the line wouldn't just suddenly break there. It's obviously continuous. And in the same way, the brain is continuously or automatically filling in the dead spots.
So that's why we're never consciously aware of our dead spots in everyday life.
皆さんお分かり？これがさっき私が言った認識するということはそもそも錯覚的であるって言葉の意味よ。
Understand, class? This is what I meant when I said things that the brain perceives are hallucinations to begin with.
人間は目の前に存在するものを実はそのまま見ているわけではなくて
What lies before our eyes isn't exactly seen the way it actually is.
必ず一度脳というフィルターを通してから認識しているというわけ。
Everything, without exception, is filtered by the brain before we perceive it. If you've ever seen that meme with Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck arguing philosophy, this is what that is about.
見えるものが全てではないし、見えるもの全てが本物とは限らないのよ。
What we see isn't everything, and everything we see isn't necessarily real.
So maybe everything she's saying is a hallucination as well.
And it might have been a stretch to say that, Natsuhiko chuckled to himself.
これで人間が世界を認識するときは必ず脳を通して行っているということを分かってもらえたかしら。
So, do you now understand that when humans perceive their world, it has to be through their brain as a necessity?
そして BC とは知っての通り脳に直接働きかけるコミュニケーションよね。
BC, as you all know, is communication directly influencing the brain.
ということは理論上働きかけられるのは聴覚だけじゃない。使えるのはテレパシーとエンパシーだけじゃないの。
Theoretically, as that influence is unlimited to the sense of hearing, perhaps it's not limited to just telepathy and empathy either.
視覚に働きかけるテレパシーもあれば味覚を読み取るエンパシーもあり得るかもしれない。
If visual influencing telepathy exists, then perhaps taste reading empathy could exist as well. My god, you could... Psychic powers here would be so fucking broken. Like, you could literally trap someone within an endless nightmare. Like, literally an endless nightmare. Like put them through physical and emotional torture without even touching them. All because you have access directly to their brain. Like, seriously. Crazy power with the high end of this. And I know there's gonna be some broken ass shenanigans later. Like, I do want to know if Yuri always had this power. Or if it's something that suddenly became greatly expanded to her as a result of going into the true lab. Oh yeah, totally, Brincastle. Like, a lot of visual novels are often in basically love letters to a certain idea or ideas. And you can tell what those are when the characters like expound on them and like romanticize them, like they do here and they do in, like, you know, Umineko and 999. And I don't know, to me that's quite endearing.
自分の認識している世界を丸ごと他人に伝えることだってできるかもしれない。
Perhaps one can even convey the entire world one perceives to someone else. Yeah. Like, seriously. They could become essentially a fucking god. Although nothing would change in the actual reality, it doesn't even fucking matter. Because what their brain perceives may as well be reality. Hell, like, we could literally have Umineku magic battles in this universe, and even though it technically wouldn't be quote-unquote real, it may as well be with how it would probably affect them. Like their brain would think that it's doing that to them. Hell, perhaps that's what the climax of the story will be once they go in the true lab.
BC の可能性は無限なのよ。新たな道を切り開くつもりで日々練習を積んでいってね。
The possibilities of BC are endless, so keep training every day until you can open up a new path for yourselves.
いつかはテレパシーでもないエンパシーでもない第三の能力が現れるかもしれないのよ。
Who knows? One day you may find a third ability beyond that of telepathy or empathy that lets you become a god. And as springboarded off that note to begin the actual lesson. Connection between the brain and BC, parts of the brain that perceive BC, the theoretical mechanisms, like, that's like, what we're describing, Brincastle, is essentially what nerdiness is in a nutshell. It's really taking these things that exist in the world and just gushing about them. Like saying, oh wow, this is so cool, let me tell you how this is so cool, and all the possibilities this creates, even though like all these things might not necessarily be true or possible. This is what this idea that exists in reality does to my imagination. And I'm talking from the perspective of the creator. Like, and I just think that's what the essence of what nerdy shit is. Honestly. To be in love with ideas. The connection between the brain and BC. Parts of the brain that perceive BC. The theoretical mechanisms. Oh, that might be like the frickin' you know, genesis behind moe anthropomorphism. I guess it kind of makes sense from that perspective. She reached a good stopping point right as the bell rang. Phantom. God, the chapter titles are so ominous now. It's crazy. Class ended, and as they left into the hall, they heard the usual bizarre commotion. Miss Munakata, could you please give me your answer? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you in such a tight spot. Again, this girl sounds so much like Satoko. I can't believe it's not the same voice actor. Like, seriously. Like, how many times do I literally have to tell you? You're using telepathy is what's putting you in a tough spot. Like, come see me in person and then, like, maybe we can talk. Yeah, this is the silly music song. I don't think scientists are working on VC and making it real, Luca. But, because, you know, psychic powers don't really exist. But it would be cool if they did. But that's too high of a hurdle for me to reach. It's embarrassing. By the end of this story, we're gonna see these two. Like, you've been confessing in front of the entire school. A little later, should we know? You're such a weirdo, don't you know? I mean, I take actor as like a gender-neutral word, Luca, so that's like... Exactly, Berncastle. Yup. Bingo. You hit the nail on the head. Like, look, visual novels often written for people who look at, like, I must warn you this rambles about stuff and say that's a positive. Like, absolutely. Because I love when people talk about ideas like these, you know? Like, get really in-depth into something. And then you create a whole story around that and really have, like, also really interesting characters, too.
さて、始めるぞシン。思考性テレパシーの秘密特訓だ。
Okay, let's get this started. Shin, our secret training for directional telepathy.
よし、やってみろベニザキ。
Okay, let's try Benizaki.
行くぞ。エナ先生のバストは推定91センチ。
Oh God. Let's
聞こえたか？
do this. Miss Anna's bust looks about 91 centimeters. How's that? Hear me?
聞こえた。が、いかん。よく考えたら二人で特訓しても思考性があるかどうかは判断できん。
Loud and clear. Wait, crap! Now I think about it, we can't tell if it's directional or not. If it's just the two of us.
I can hear you, you two!
Ah!
Nani?
Ah, Nani!
this great? It's like a freaking drama that we listen to every day and we're forced to hear and we can't turn it off. I want to know what happens to these two. Did the Munakata and that dude ever get together? Oh, I gotta know. Next time on School Highway Drama. Mashi just started to talk as a way of actively ignoring the noise.
ねえ夏彦、面白い授業だったね。
Hey, Natsuhiko, that was an interesting lesson, wasn't it? With a lot of foreshadowing.
ああ、超心理学としては珍しくな。
Yes, that's a first for parapsychology.
でも変な感じだよね。
But it was kind of odd, wasn't it?
私の見ている世界と夏彦の見ている世界が実は全然違うかもしれないってことじゃない？
If it's all true, that means the world I see and the world you see could actually be completely different, doesn't it?
そうなるのか？
Does it?
幻覚とか幻聴とかは他の人と認識が違う状態の顕著な例だよね。
Visual and auditory hallucinations are an obvious example of how different people perceive things differently, right?
ありもしないものが見えたり聞こえない音が聞こえるんだもん。
Some people see things others don't see, and hear things other people don't hear.
そうか、確かに。
Yes, that's true.
Hello, Hollow Mirage, welcome to the stream. Visual and auditory hallucinations are a category of brain activity. So if those activities vary from person to person, then so too does perception. 8 billion people in the world have 8 billion brains, each perceiving 8 billion different worlds. Damn, yeah, this is like the meeting place of When They Cry and Zero Escape / Infinity series. And so this root double is basically heaven on earth for me, because that is the complete vibe I get from this. What do you get if you kind of mash together the freaking Zero Escape / Infinity and When They Cry type stories, and you totally get this. Seriously. I love this so far so much. I have to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Oh my god. Fumble, are you serious? So Satoko's voice actor also does Jigglypuff in Smash Brothers. That's insane. Jeez. You know that Schrodinger's cat is gonna be brought up eventually. It has to. Especially when we're dealing with like multiple like iterations of a reality. Come on, they're totally gonna bring it up. It's only a matter of time. I will be absolutely shocked if Schrodinger's cat is not mentioned. Seriously. I have heard of Sino Alice, Fawful. Each of them perceives their own world as the world, but that world of theirs can perhaps at times become distorted.
That's kind of a scary thought.
For some reason, Natsuhiko felt a chill.
テレパシーってのはある意味意図的に起こしている幻聴ってわけか。
So I guess in a certain sense, telepathy is a way to intentionally cause auditory hallucinations then. Very specific auditory hallucinations.
まあ聞こえ方が独特だからテレパシーだってわかるけどね。
Well, there's a peculiarity to the way it sounds, so you can tell it's telepathy, though.
そうじゃなかったらややこしいな。どれが本当の声だか、テレパシーだか、幻聴だか、さっぱりわからなくなる。
Seriously, yep. What if they ever figure out how to get past that barrier? They are in trouble. Sorry, Coco's just right here.
It'd be annoying if that weren't the case. You'd lose track of what's a real voice, what's an auditory hallucination, and what's telepathy. Hell, this could even right now
そうなったら何を基準
be a
に
hallucination.
これが本当の声だって調べるのかな。
If that were the case, though, would there be some concrete way of figuring out if someone were a real voice or not? This is kind of like almost reminding me of the discussions like, is the universe a simulation or a holographic projection or things like that? Those kind of discussions. Mashido casually remarked, and suddenly got a response from behind.
調べようがない。
Ooh. No, there wouldn't.
Huh?
They turned around in shock only to find Salyu had been standing right behind them before they noticed her.
サリュでもわからない？
Huh. You can't think of a way either, Salyu?
わかるわけもない。もともと幻聴と真実の声を区別することだって難しいのだから。
I can't because it doesn't exist. It's just as difficult as attempting to differentiate a real voice from an auditory hallucination.
え？そうなの？
Huh? Really?
幻覚も幻聴も脳が真実と信じてしまうことがある。
The brain at times believes that hallucinations are real. Now I'm trying to think of every flashback in this entire game. Oh my god, like I can't trust anything that's deemed a flashback. Like what about times that, what if all the flashbacks that Watase had during Route A were freaking, telepathy that he couldn't comprehend? And they're not real. Oh, but what would be the purpose of that? Yes, all a rush! Oh, yes, absolutely, Oliver Elsh. That's hilarious. Hilarious, yep. The brain at times believes that hallucinations are real.
そうなったらどうなると思う？
What do you think happens then? Salyu switched her glance from Mashiro to Natsuhiko. No, that's not true, Chase, because Kazumi was the one who brought it up. And who confirmed it, so that's not a lie, even if those specific dates might be a lie, like what happened or how they were. Now I'm like thinking Watase might be like the ideal canvas for being manipulated in this kind of situation. Someone who, at least in that case, would have no idea telepathy even existed. How do I know her memories aren't fake? Because of the fucking locket she carries. And, oh god, that would be terrifying, wouldn't it, Chase? So, Watase could almost be like a pawn of somebody. At least this Watase could be. In this case. Like, I do wonder now. Like, it's either Yuri or like a dark counterpart to Yuri that's trapped inside the True Lab. Like, it feels like it's, again, with the When They Cry compilations, Yuri is the Witch of Memories, and there's like another Witch of Illusions or whatever, I guess, trapped deep underneath. I might think of a better name for her underneath, like if she even exists. If like there's another counterpart to Yuri in the bottom. Yeah, GA, so counter that blue or the red, that everyone could see and touch the locket. And that it was brought up by other characters. Yeah, exactly, Fawful. Watase could be the other person's piece. While the other witch's piece, while Natsuhiko is Yuri's piece.
What happens if you think that hallucinations are real?
どうなるんだろう。全くわからないな。
What would happen? I really don't know.
それでも幻は幻なんじゃないのか？変なものが見えたり聞こえたりとかして怖がったり。
Wouldn't hallucination still be a hallucination though? Wouldn't you feel fear if you heard or saw something out of the ordinary?
違う。
No. The air. Oh god. Oh god. The simulation is breaking down. The air seemed to creak the moment Salyu cut in.
脳がそう信じた時から幻は見ている本人にとってはれっきとした真実になる。
The moment the brain decides to believe it, the person hallucinating fully accepts it as the truth.
その幻はその人にとって存在するものだから怖がりも疑いもしない。
Since the hallucination exists to that person, they feel no fear nor doubt.
幻なのに。
Even though it's hallucination?
幻なのに。
Even though it's hallucination. Yeah, I definitely think somebody was using those people to try to kill Watase. Absolutely. This is exactly what I was looking for. Like some kind of thing that makes the people go crazy. Hell, even Ukita could be a victim of this. But man, somebody really wants Watase dead. Even though it's a hallucination. A flustered Mashiro cut in after Salyu's firm assertion.
ちょっとサリュー、なんで急にそんな話を？
Hey, Salyu, what's with this all of a sudden?
真白はこんな話をしたかったんじゃないの？
Weren't you the one that started this conversation? Salyu responded vaguely to Mashiro and continued.
こんな事例がある。
An example.
1857年、フランスのウィーサンブールの村で電話機を作ろうとした発明家がいた。
In 1857, there was an inventor in the French commune of Wissembourg who was trying to create a telephone.
技術的には当時、それは不可能とも言えた。でも彼はその偉業に挑んだ。
It was said to be technically impossible at the time, but he still stepped up to the challenge. And we still have no clue what WX particles are. Like, what the fuck are those? What does the whole particle thing have to do? And like, dark energy being information and shit like that. Like, what is that? How does that connect back to this? Oh yeah, no, absolutely Burnt Castle. There's no way that something we've already seen wasn't a hallucination when they've gone so far in depth with this idea. Clearly something we've seen already is fake. It's gotta be. Which is really sad and scary. It was said to be technically impossible at the time, but he still stepped up to the challenge.
幾多の苦難の果て、12年の歳月をかけ、それは完成した。少なくとも、その発明家にとっては。
12 years and many hardships passed, and then the inventor finally succeeded, or at least he thought he did.
その発明家にとっては
The inventor thought he did?
華々しい完成式に村中の人が集まった。そこで電話機のお披露目がなされた。
He gathered all the people for a grand unveiling of the telephone's debut.
隣人の家に電話機が置かれ、隣人は受話器を通して発明家に語りかけた。どうだい？ちゃんと聞こえるかい？
I mean, you could very easily use this power to get people to kill each other for you. Yeah, we need Will here. He's like the ultimate defense against this kind of ability. Eblis, absolutely. He installed a telephone in the house next door. The neighbor spoke to the inventor through the receiver and said, "Hello, can you hear me?"
自宅で受話器を耳に当てた発明家はこんな声を聞いた。おめでとう。あなたは大発明家だ。
But at his own house, this is what the inventor heard through the receiver. "Congratulations, you are a grand inventor!"
電話機は全く通話不能だった。
The telephone was completely inoperable. That moment, a chill ran down Natsuhiko's spine.
ゾッとする話だな。
That's a spooky story.
Oh yeah, Burnt Castle, I mean, several points is what I'm... Yeah, definitely.
要するに受話器を通じて聞こえた声は一種の幻聴だったのだと思う。おそらく発明家は脳に異常をきたしていた。
Now I'm kind of wondering, does anyone else actually talk to Yuri? Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. I got it. I got it. I think I cracked the case. Maybe. Yuri did actually meet with Mashiro and Natsuhiko as a young child, but during the incident 9 years ago, she was kidnapped and trapped in the core, in the true lab. That is where Yuri really is, and she has been using her amazing ultimate power to fuck with everyone's minds into thinking that she lives at Natsuhiko's house with it. And that's probably one of the reasons why she doesn't leave the house, so it's not too taxing to keep up that facade to just him, Mashiro, and his mom. Like, they might think that Yuri is an imaginary friend of his, or he's using this as copium. Like, because Yuri quote-unquote died. So, that's my current running theory, is that Yuri was at one point a normal person, but whatever incident happened, and she was kidnapped to get trapped in the core. Exactly, Burn Castle and Hollow Mirage. And the reason why they're going into the building at the end is to try to save Yuri's real body before she dies or whatever, or gives out. Now, as to why, like, people are attacking, like, I'm not quite sure about that. Like, why is everything going into total violence? Has Yuri lost control of her own power? Or perhaps someone has learned to, like, tap into her mind and use her as, like, to power a giant machine that does this for her. That does this for, like, uses her power against her own will. Like, that's my current idea, basically. That's also, it's like Yuri has been doing this a long time, but she's struggled to, that's a good point. So why does she end up with Watase and the others in Rude? I'm not quite sure. Again, it's not a perfect theory, but I think that would be worthy of the kind of like a big twist. That Yuri was never actually with them. That's why Yuri stays at home. Because, you know, she doesn't have to it's easier for her to maintain the illusion. With just Mashiro, Natsuhiko, his mom, and now Salyu. Hell, his mom, I think, might even be aware of it. So yeah, I'm trying to think how she does end up with, Watase and the others. But, It's just a theory for now. I'm sorry I've spent so much of this episode just talking about theories and shit. I am so sorry. In short, it's the voice that he heard through the voice he heard through the receiver was a type of hallucination. Perhaps the inventor had gone mad.
そしてその発明家は結局死ぬまで電話機の完成を信じて疑わなかった。
In the end, the inventor never once doubted that he had truly invented the telephone.
1876年にグラハム・ベルが電話機の特許を取った時は発明を盗まれたとして訴訟を起こしている。
In 1876, when Graham Bell received the patent on the telephone, the other inventor filed a lawsuit saying his invention had been stolen.
そんな、そこまで強固に信じられるものなのか?
No way, he was that deluded in his belief?
Natsuhiko's reminded of what Yuri had told him about memories last night, but it felt like something was just a little different. But Salyu answered with a nod.
脳はしばしば自分の都合のいいように認識の辻褄を合わせる。その顕著な例ということ。
The brain actively works to rationalize its perceptions and eliminate inconsistencies. Yep, that's again. This is probably going to be called back on if that is indeed the case with Yuri. This is just an obvious example of that.
場合によっては現実すらもねじ曲げかねない。
Yeah, I think that might be the case. Depending on the circumstances, the brain will even distort reality.
その発明家にとっては幻聴が真実であり、音声は虚構。
As far as the inventor was concerned, the hallucination was the truth and the real voice was the fabrication.
周囲の人が何を言っても己にとっての真実を疑うことはなく。
So the ending just might be like convincing Yuri, who's probably been in a living hell, trapped inside the true lab, like, and just convincing her not to go full Akira on the world or Kendo Ikari, and just freaking brainwashing the entire planet into some kind of blissful reverie. Like, that might be the climax of the story. That also might be how there, like, might be more than one Yuri. Like, her personality's broke upon, like, torture she might have received upon experimentation. And hell, she might even be the power source, the actual power source for the entire city. In some way, like, they might have figured out how to turn psychic energy into, you know, energy that could be used. No matter what those around him said, he never once doubted what he thought to be the truth, and so... Nashida raised her voice before Salyu could finish.
Salyu!
Salyu! Oh. Natsuhiko gasped. Mashida's voice was trembling.
サリュー、もうやめて。その話なんか
Ooh,
怖
that
い
hit
よ。
a nerve. Hey, Salyu, please stop. That story's kind of scary. Yeah, something is definitely going on.
怖がらせるつもりじゃなかった。
I, didn't mean to scare you.
こっちこそ気にしないで。
No, I'm sorry. Please forget it.
なんだよマシロ、お前怖い話とか苦手だっけ？
What's wrong, Mashiro? You don't like scary stories?
そうだね。今みたいな話は苦手かな。
Yeah. I guess I'm not good with those sorts of stories. Mashiro spoke with a wry smile as she held a finger up to her temple.
サリュー、なかなかいいホラー話だったけどさ、あまり怖がらせるとお姉さん泣いちゃうよ。
That was a pretty good horror story, though, Salyu. But if you scare me like that too much, you're gonna make me cry, okay?
またこういう話したら天川博士に言いつけるからね。
If you tell stories like that again, I'm going to tell on you to Dr. Tenkawa. You hear? I feel like I've gotten a lot of Salyu points lately. Oh. So yeah, let me just stick with Mashiro. Salyu's face stiffened at those words.
承知した。気をつける。
Roger. I'll be careful.
お願いだよ。
Please.
本当にもう。
For real. With a pitiful look on her face, Mashiro glanced at Natsuhiko.
なんだそんな怖がって。お前も案外女の子らしいところあるな。
Oh, come on, Natsuhiko, don't be a jerk.
What, was it that scary? I guess even you can act like a girl from time to time, eh?
Come on, Natsuhiko, don't be an asshole.
うるさいな。幽霊とかは OK なんだけど、サイコホラーみたいなのは苦手なんだよ。
See, Mashiro, now I am the exact opposite of that. Oh, shut up! I'm okay with ghosts and stuff, but I'm terrible with psychological horror. See, I am like ghost shit just scares the fuck out of me, but I love psychological horror. In case you couldn't tell by this channel.
そりゃいいこと知った。じゃあこんな話は知ってるか？
Well, that's good to know. So, ever heard of this story?
何？
What story?
これは第二次世界大戦後のアメリカで人間の狂気の境界を知るため行われた実験なんだけど。
There was this experiment in America after World War II meant to test the limits of human madness.
Yep. This famous test.
な
Yep.
んだか知らないけどやめて。
I am
嫌な予
shocked
感がする。
that they haven't made like a video game or even some kind of science fiction story based on this thing. I know the story Natsuhiko's about to say because I told this story to my sister many times just because it was a really cool story and terrifying. I haven't heard that story, but please stop. I've already got a bad feeling about this.
まず被験体に電極をつない
Yeah,
で
yeah,
あ
it's
る
this
部屋
one.
に閉じ込めて。
Yeah, yeah. I always thought that a good name for this story would be called The Learners. Like, or something like that.
First, they attached electrodes to the experimental subject and locked them in a room.
Have you ever heard the actual recordings of this? It's terrifying.
それ以上聞きたくない。
I don't want to hear anymore!
そして別の部屋に押せば電流が流れるボタンを。
Yeah.
And then in another room, there was a button you could push to send them an electric shock.
わーわーわー聞こえません。
La 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 la! I can't hear you! La 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 la! Natsuhiko smirked to see Mashiro plugging her ears.
Never knew she had such a weak spot. I guess there's some things you don't know about people even after you've been with them for so long.
Oh, I would have a heart attack, Luca. That's what I would do. That's the absolute worst shit for me. Salyu looked on it in wonder at Natsuhiko and Mashito's banter. Jeez. What kind of chapter title is that? There were no particularly memorable lessons after that. Lunch break ended and the afternoon classes swiftly came to a close. After school. Natsuhiko stretched and called out to the seat next to him. So, I would like to save here. Because I'm getting a bit tired and I really want to do this with full attention, and it's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, which isn't too long, but it's long enough. One thing I would like to... Where's the fucking glossary? Let's see. Hilarious, Buffalo. Jeez. Where's the glossary? Oh, it's tips. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop. Yeah, it's this chest right here. In 1960, war criminal Adolf Eichmann was finally captured for the crime of transporting Jewish people to extermination camps during World War II. I'll read this tip before we go, because this is a really interesting thing. However, Eichmann's character established in court was not that of a madman, but a simple factory foreman who loved his wife and worked hard every day. Exactly what had driven Eichmann to commit such cruel acts? American psychologist Stanley Milgram. Yeah, I've heard it called the Milgram experiment. Strove to find the answer to that question in what is now known as the Eichmann test or the Milgram experiment. Yeah. Milgram first used the pretext of a memory experiment to call for male test subjects when he assigned the role of teacher or learner. Yeah, that's why I always thought the movie should be called The Learners. Next, he put the teacher and the learner in separate rooms, and had the teacher ask the learner questions through an intercom. The experimenter instructed the teacher to send stronger and stronger electric shocks to the learner for each incorrectly answered question. Whenever a teacher became hesitant, the experimenter firmly insisted they continue, and thus for the most part the teachers calmly ended up administering electric shocks at even fatal voltages. Since the loss of life wasn't a goal in the experiment, though, the test subjects assigned the role of learners were simply planted actors. There were no electric shocks either. Even so, the results of the experiment were terrifying in their own right, because they proved that people's consciousnesses are easily numbed and subjugated in the face of authority. Yeah, seriously. Incredible story that is quite terrifying. Alright, you guys, so next time we'll continue with Root Double. This is gonna be, I'm fairly certain this is gonna be without a doubt one of my favorite visual novels ever. And I am so happy to be experiencing it with y'all. Oh, you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And until next time, by the way, on Thursday, it looks like it'll be the finale of Paradise Killer, and we'll continue on Friday. So, until either one of those, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.